Hello everyone, this is DavidViadel23 and welcome to the Manga Cave. Today we are gonna be talking about One Piece live action season 2. Excellent. I have watched the episode 1. Obviously this video is gonna be full of spoilers regarding One Piece live action and One Piece manga, because obviously half of the channel here is about One Piece, so I want to compare, I want to explain what are some of the differences, some of the things I liked, some of the things I didn't like much. So I think this is like a space to find all these questions and answers that can be very interesting. As well, if you have any kind of question regarding One Piece topic, feel free to put it in the show more section so we can open discussion. I'm gonna be putting here my previous, or probably the first video I've done about One Piece live action here in the channel, that I'm drawing Luffy, because I think it's very important to have a overall of an opinion regarding all of this, and you can see all the drawing and everything because I have all the straw hats here more or less, and it can be interesting video. Okay, so for today I wanna draw Smoker. Smoker, for me, I'm gonna draw it here, because probably I'm gonna be expanding this drawing, having a lot of faces all over the place, and I haven't drawn any of the bad guys yet, okay? So Smoker is gonna go, I think, down here. So, as I was saying, I wanna draw him because I think, with this doesn't mean that he is the key of the first episode. He is not the main point of the episode, but he is one of the main points of Lockdown. That Lockdown is the island that we visit in this episode. So we start the whole season where we left it in the manga or in the anime. There is a cut basically when we go into the Grand Line. That this is the name of the season 2. But when we go into the Grand Line to go up the reverse mountain and everything, and that is kind of the end of East Blue in normal pace, okay? But here for the live action they decided to cut it before. They cut it in Arlong at the end of the fight, when, you know, everyone is together and they decide to head over to the Grand Line. Interesting choice. I like it. But maybe I would have preferred to have this episode 1 as an ending, so we have this kind of cliffhanger where we are gonna go up the mountain, and this kind of tension, okay? But they made it quite nice. I like it. I think it's an excellent episode 1. I don't know if I'm gonna be doing one episode per video. I don't know if maybe I decide to do... This is because it's the first one, and I think I just want to talk about it. I want to gather some interesting points that I have found. But maybe in the next one I can do 2 or 3 episodes together. I don't know, because in the previous season it's true that I took together more videos, more episodes in one same video. But we will see how it's going to be. I don't want to have any kind of pressure from my end of, oh, I have to do... yes or yes. Maybe there's something else interesting next week and I decide to talk about something else, but for now, to have more or less an idea of what I want to do, what I have in mind, is gonna be something like this. So, drawing a Smoker with a double cigar. So we start the story and everything, and, you know, Nami and the guys are kind of discussing the entrance of the Grand Line. Usopp is scared, as usual. Sanji is excited about it, but, you know, relying in Nami. Whatever Nami says, I'm gonna do. And I like it. They are keeping the script loyal to the characters in the manga, the characters in the anime, and I like it. And then we have the interaction as well between Luffy, that Luffy is how Luffy is, very happy and very excited about everything, and Zorro. I have seen a lot of promo material before, you know, in sketch, in interviews and things. I would ask to Netflix and to Owen, I think is one of the directors or the producer. I don't think we need so much information, so many visuals and so many details shown before. I want to see my surprise face when I am actually watching the episode. So there are things that we have seen in this episode 1 that we already knew, like this famous Robin scene when she's entering in Shellstown, the naval office there. the headquarters, but I wanted more the surprise, okay? But anyway, so we have the guys talking, they show Zorro, and what I was saying this because Zorro looks like a beast. In theory, Zorro is the force, the brute force, basically, the strength of the crew. He's the muscular and everything. Sanji has been always designed more thin. Luffy as well, more thin. Usopp as well, more thin. But the thing is, with all this promo material that we have seen before, there are a lot of images of Sanji, Usopp, Luffy being very, very, very physically strong. Like they hit the gym very hard and they are very strong physically. That's good. So I was thinking, and I think I mentioned it in the previous video about One Piece, when they show Zorro that he should be the buffed one, the strong one, looking like a bull, the actor, McKenyu, should be as well in theory. I hope they do something like that. And in fact, they did it. So he is shown, doing some exercise, and they made him massive. I like it. I think it suits more the evolution of the character and the cartoonization of the live action, because you want to do the characters as well more cartoon. And I think slowly, we are gonna be seeing how episode by episode we have this focus that Zorro is the strong one, Sanji is the chef one, and the agile one, the Usopp is the sharpshooter. So all of these details, I think they are being very nicely implemented in the live action, and I am happy. So first episode, I think I am enjoying it more than the previous season, so I can't wait to watch more. So let's carry on drawing a little bit Smoker, do the cigars that we said. I want to talk, obviously, but I wanna draw. I'm aiming to do one character, Smoker. If I'm comfortable, I'm happy, maybe I do Kuina there, or maybe we can do Kuina another day, but for now we can do a Smoker. I want to at least finish it with color and everything, and then we decide if we want to do one extra or no. Okay, there's always time. Let's see, and space as well. I can draw here on top, I can draw here at the bottom on the other side, so we have plenty of space. Let's do. There are a lot of things happening. So the Straw Hats decide to go to Lockdown. We arrive to Lockdown, and then there is this show. Basically, they exhibit a little bit the town. They show a little bit the town, where you have some things that we have seen in anime, some things that we have seen in filler. For example, there is a tavern where we have Tashigi is drinking there, and the Smoker goes to drink, and the bartender is there as well. Where this is from one of the fillers in the anime, and the bartender is talking to Luffy. Luffy is having a drink there. I think it's orange juice or something, and talking about Pirate King and everything, and for a moment the bartender has like a projection, like he sees Gold Roger sitting in the seat instead of Luffy, and he goes very happy. And this is something that when I was watching it in anime, like, many years ago, I thought, oh, this is one scene that they should do, they should make canon. And I am very happy that this happened, because it has become canon by Oda deciding and confirming, yes, put that scene there, they made it canon, and I think it's very beautiful for the concept of Pirate King, for the concept of the guy, Gold Roger, was born in Lockdown and he died in Lockdown. I liked that kind of filler that is added to the main story. So it is very interesting point as well. It is very interesting point. They have the execution platform there, very nicely on point. There are some things as well from the anime, from the filler, regarding, for example, Sanji. Sanji gets he goes around shopping, obviously, like here, and he goes and finds the elephant tuna fish. And that is something that you don't have in the manga, or if you have in the manga, I think you have in the manga in a very tiny panel, and in the anime they expand it as a filler. And there is this scene where when they are escaping from Lockdown at the end, running towards the ship and everything, and Sanji and Usopp, because the elephant tuna fish is massive, both of them are carrying it. Very nice, very interesting, and all the details are nicely checked. The outfits as well, we see some of the color spread outfits, some of the cover stories outfits as well, and I love it. I like when characters like in the manga, they have their uniform, because it makes you connect with the character. It makes make it more familiar to you because it's always looking like the same, and that is interesting. But here in the live action, what they are doing is every now and then they are changing some of the outfits, and it looks nice, it looks good, it looks that it's fitting, because obviously in the ship, in the Going Merry, they should have a bunch of clothes that they can be changing and everything. So that is something that I liked as well. So we see as well, we have a little bit of overview of Garp. Garp interact in a couple of instances. Garp interacting with Gold Roger. There is a flashback when we see Gold Roger. I like that because you don't see that moment until much later in the story. I like the conversation. The conversation in the manga happens and Garp is outside of the cell, and here they are together, kind of this camaraderie that obviously spoilers ahead. This camaraderie has been kind of more reassured with the latest updates with regarding the God Valley concept and everything. Garp is mentioned as well. Gold Roger calls him the hero of God Valley. Now that we know here in the channel about God Valley and everything, that I will put another video about God Valley here from the latest manga. If you wanna watch it, this is full of spoilers, I repeat, so you don't have to if you're only live action watcher, okay? But very interesting. So we have this conversation about Ace, about taking care of the child and everything, and I like it how it's done. We have as well this interaction when we have Kobe and Helmepo as well. Smoker is there in the conversation as well, and there is this kind of hierarchy in the Marines that, for example, in One Piece, when we are watching the story, when we are following the story, we are going by sagas. So we focus in Boggy, we focus in Alvida, we focus in Kuro, we focus in Crocodile, for example. Okay, we are focusing in different parts of the story. And Garp or Kobe or Helmepo are some guys that we just deal with them once and we stop dealing with them. But I like that we are dragging these characters with us as we go. As we go, it is an important concept because later in the story, in the manga, we have mini stories. Mini stories are the cover of each manga chapter has a drawing, and sometimes Oda takes that as an extra, let's say, comic, and he draws whatever is Kobe doing, whatever is Garp doing, whatever is this random character doing. And later in the story, if you see another of those guys coming up, you know why or how they arrived there. So this Boggy and Alvida alliance, that is very interesting, and we see them in Lockdown, is very interesting, and in my previous video I said we need to see them in this chapter, in this episode, and we need to see them allied. This is the end as well of the previous season. I have this very strong theory that I'm gonna put here as well about Alvida as well. It is up to date with the manga, so careful if you wanna watch it. And he's basically talking about how Alvida will be the last wall or the last obstacle that Luffy will have to overcome. I think Alvida is gonna put Luffy in a very difficult situation where Luffy may lose the fruit and all of this to favor Blackbeard, another character that hasn't been introduced yet so far that I haven't seen in Season 2. Okay, but very nice, very nice. Other things I want to talk about as well is how the lockdown has been handled in regarding of other characters that they shouldn't be there. Okay, we have a very interesting character called Bartolomeo in the live action. Is this weird looking guy with green hair, without eyebrows and everything, that looks like he's trying to first scam Nami, then scam Luffy. Bartolomeo is a character, again, that we meet later in the story. Is a character that we meet in Dressrosa Saga, and there he reveals, first of all, he is very aggressive and very interesting in the design, and he later reveals to be a fanboy, basically, of Luffy, and because he says that he was in lockdown, he saw when lightning struck the platform and Luffy was saved, and all of these things that happen in this episode. And since then, he decided to follow Luffy and to be his number one fan, because this kind of like divine intervention basically. And I like how he's been introduced here. I like his relevance in the story. That even if he actually in reality didn't have any kind of contact with Luffy there, he was only a spectator when Luffy's issue happened. Here, they made him participate. I like it, because this is answering some of my questions that I had at the very beginning of talking about the live action, about other characters that have been shown in the promos. Okay, in the promos we have seen 1,000 characters, and most of them I said, ooh, why are they showing this guy if this guy is not going to be showing up until that moment or until that saga? So I think we're going to see a lot of this. A lot of characters that are coming later, but we are going to see now. Okay, a lot of mentions up to date to the manga, or even beyond, that we are going to have some sort of confirmations. Live action is its own entity. I don't think because something is confirmed in the live action, we will have it confirmed as well in the manga. I don't think we should connect it in that sense. Some grounds to, to strengthen some theories from the live action, they could be. I don't think there's going to be a statement or something of Oda talking about it, but I'm curious to see. How this is going to happen. So let's do the. Smoker is wearing this kind of coat. So again, this is a caricature of the actor Callum Kerr that is playing Smoker here in the live action. Obviously, caricature my style, cartoony, comic-y. I want to close, I think, the ear of Merry, because the horns of Merry, because I done this mistake last time, and probably I'm just gonna fill it a little bit when we finish the Smoker, so I can clean it up a little bit. Okay, like this. The hair is like this, spiky hair like that. So, Smoker that we are talking today, I absolutely loved it. First of all, he comes out with a Billower bike, and that bike is something powered by his Akuma no Mi. Okay, just to clarify. This is a moto, basically, that in theory should have been designed by a very famous scientist in the story, that I'm not going to talk about him, but you can search for him if you want, or there's videos here in the channel as well talking about him. And that is a very cool moto. You don't see much of the moto during the story, so I hope they use it a little bit more, because it's nice and they made it very nice, okay? I think in the promo it looks more with smoke than in the real scene in the chapter, but I'm happy with it. Okay, Smoker is introduced coming into town from the water. We know this moto can go in the water because we have seen it recently as well in the manga in an instance when he is driving on the water, on the sea, and that is interesting because it allows him to move around freely. And he went to capture one of the guys that is as well from one of the movies, I believe, and that's something that if you read manga only, anime only, or you don't watch all the content of One Piece, maybe you don't realize, okay? So that is interesting. The concept of a Smoker is that he is called the White Hunter. No one who passes through, like a bad guy, passing through lockdown, is gonna escape his trap, basically, his smoke trap. He has the smoke fruit, and there is a moment where he realizes, basically, that, okay, there's a bunch of pirates here, we're gonna try to catch them, and we have this moment where he says to Tashigi, let's allow him to fight each other, and then we enter. So all of this happens. He enters. He encounters Luffy and Sanji, and there is a fight. The smoke here, the power. I was very worried about this, very scared about this, but oh my god, the VFX, that this is visual effects, when you are talking about movies, when you are talking about series or computer games, when you see these 3D effects in the scene, that they are like magic, basically, they're realistic. kind of magic effects. These are called the visual effects, okay? When they want to do a character like Laboon, for example, or they do a character like Chopper, for example, or they do a character like, you know, any kind of 3D looking or computer generated character, and they use VFX, you know, special effects to enhance that. The smoke probably is some sort of fluid exploration, like water. So you could actually, in the computer, with the same workflow, create maybe water, smoke, fire, tornado in the same stream. There is a lot of particles as well, I would say, with the smoke, because the smoke is dividing and interacting very nice with the character. Probably they mapped the actor, and probably they may have put a little bit of motion capture as well. They put the guy into a suit full of dots, and then they replicated him in 3D to be actually able to animate some of the parts or make some of the effects. There may be as well some sort of maybe After Effects. This is a Creative Cloud app, maybe some After Effects involved as well, where you can see different layers of the image, where I have my character here, my character maybe more erased or more in a clear thing with opacity, and then we have the smoke melting with him. Probably there is some work with Houdini as well. Houdini is as well a software that works with nodes, especially focused to do visual effects. So probably there's a combination of different softwares to create the smoke. There is a lot of people involved in creating these effects. You can look for the word, and you can look as well for example in a massive movie how many teams will work, like to create crowds, like in Lord of the Rings, to expand the crowds, the warriors, to create some kind of weather effects as well. So that is something that if you are interested in computer games, in movies, in TV shows, and you like the effects, you can study it, you can go and have a degree in VFX, for example, and end up working doing this. I know a lot of people working in things like this, in different fields, in different parts of the pipeline. Okay, the pipeline is basically like this line, and some people is working doing the characters, designing stories, some of them are animating, some of them are doing this, and then in post-production you have some of the VFX artists as well, some of the cleanup for the animation, the music is coming there as well. So there's a massive pipeline in animation, in videos, in movies, that as well, if you want and you're interested in this, another day we can do a video about that and explain maybe what is pre-production, what is production, what is post-production, and just talk a little bit about it, and what type of jobs, if you study art, if you studied games, if you studied film and media, you could actually take. If you like these things, we can talk. If not, we can just carry on talking about One Piece and doing drawings about One Piece. But I think we kind of have the design for a smoker more or less. This is gonna be like this. He should have a little bit of beard like this, like in the manga. We're just gonna add it tiny. I don't want to make him old, but a couple of lines here to show that he's a little bit more of age than the rest of the guys, because he's a little bit older than the rest of them. But we are gonna jump now into fine liner. I think this time the Pigma Micron 02. This is the black edition. It works very nice, so we're gonna be doing it with this, okay? So let's do some of the designs. Like he's gonna be like this. Like he's not upset, he's just serious face like this, okay? He's serious like this, and then the face. I've been enjoying doing the eyes like this with most of them, and I think I'm gonna keep this kind of a style, this style choice for this, but it will be interesting as well to just quick do a little bit of a smoke to fill these gaps here, okay? So as I was saying, Smoker, the smoke effect when he's fighting with Luffy's punching him with Gatoringu and with Gomu no pistol and everything, Smoker is melting like water. Like actually when you try to punch a bunch of smoke, what may happen, but it's thick. The smoke looks dirty, like from a smoker, you know, it's not like clean smoke, it's not like a cloud. I love it. He uses, it's designed in some sort of a snake's type. Some of the attacks are similar like that because it kind of expands his power, like connecting him, like he's elastic like Luffy, but with smoke. I like it, very good choice. And obviously Luffy has nothing to do at this point in the story. Luffy is a character who cannot fight someone like a Smoker. Smoker fruit, as you can see, is like an element, okay? So there are different types of fruit. You have Paramecia. Paramecia is the fruit that is gonna give you some sort of ability that is transforming, let's say, something in your body, okay? Like we see Miss Valentine later, okay? The girl in yellow, she's gonna be able to change her weight so he can float a little bit or be very heavy. That's a Paramecia. Then you have Mr. 5 that we see in this story as well. Mr. 5 has a fruit that he can throw something from his body, like a mucus, and it's gonna explode, okay? We have things like Paramecia, like Buggy with the Chop Chop fruit. That's a Paramecia. We see Albida. Well, there is more to Buggy that maybe we can learn later in the story, that maybe he has more power than we think, but in my opinion. And that's nothing revealed in the manga so far, but I think that's my opinion. Albida is revealed as well to have this new Akuma no Mi, that Sleep Fruit, that is a Paramecia. But then we have people like Smoker, that is a Logia. And then there is still another fruit, a third fruit, called the Zoan. Okay, the Zoan is that the user can get a transformation like an animal. He can have a full animal transformation or a in between, that he is half human, half animal, okay, like a merge, like a monster. That is going to be very interesting as well when we see it, because we need to see that as well. So I like it. A lot of powers, a lot of fruits, a lot of interesting things, a lot of nice BFX with the Smoker, for example, especially with the Smoker, I would say, and with Buggy. We see a little bit of Albida fighting Nami, receiving some punches from Luffy, how she's showcasing the fruit that she has. I think they made it a little bit funny when she's kind of skating around. This as well is quite funny in the manga and in the anime, because she's like just skating around. Buggy, I love Buggy in this episode. Buggy was very serious. To be a Buggy, they made him in this episode very serious. They made him very scary. And you can see him a little bit more rough with the makeup and everything, with the connection with Albida, and how both of them are actually trying to kill Luffy. So before, haha, he, they were playing, they were fighting, yes, but here they are chasing him to kill him, and you can feel it. The Kairoseki concept is included in this story as well. The Kairoseki we learn later in the story. This is a material that they work, and they can do shackles, they can do nails, they can do weapons, and this is nullifying the powers of the Akuma no Mi in the sense of you feel like weak, you feel like you are dropped in the water. The Akuma no Mi are weak, the fruits are weak when in the water. You will be like all and you can't actually move freely. You are very, like, I don't know, like if you are gonna faint, okay? And this Kairoseki, if you are hit by Kairoseki, shackled with Kairoseki, you will feel that you have no power, okay? Not even your normal power as a human, that you could walk and everything. No, you're gonna be very puff, okay? So, more things that we have seen in the story, as I said, is a very early introduction of Miss Valentine, Mr. 5, and Nico Robin. Nico Robin, at the moment in the story, has no name. They introduced her, even if you watch the series with subtitles, it's gonna tell you Mysterious Woman or something like that. Nico Robin is a character very important for this organization of bad guys called Baroque Worlds. She is in Shell's Town, that is where Morgan and Helmepo and all of these guys were before in Season 1, where we defeat Morgan, and he's chasing Zorro. So Zorro is being chased because he actually kills Mr. 7. Mr. 7 is someone who is sent by the boss in Baroque Works to recruit Zorro. Zorro, as a bounty hunter, kills him, goes to Shell's Town to take the reward, and then ends up captured in the base by Helmepo, Morgan, etc. And then we have all the story that you know because you already watched Season 1. I wasn't expecting that. I was wondering why Nico Robin would be in a marine base before being revealed later in the story with what we need to be seeing later in this season. I like it. I thought she was gonna go as well for some sort of map and everything, but at the same time it was a little bit a clash because Nami already was doing that in Season 1, Buggy was doing that in Season 1, and all of this. So I wasn't expecting that this will be loyal to a continuation of that part of the story. But I like it. I like that introduction. I like the scene where we see some of the Marines that we meet in Season 1. I like this, that we have some key secondary actors being Marines, like this guy and the girl and everything, that we are familiar with them from Season 1, that they are doing something. And it's interesting. Nico Robin entering the corridor using the power again. This is again BFX, how they are making this magic appear in the screen. Probably they are using, I would say, green suits with green screens, where there is a actor that is wearing a full body green kind of suit. Maybe the arm is not done like that. It's just bare. And in the computer, in post-production, they are able to clean the image, so the green is not seen, we only see the arm. This can be done as well, completely fully 3D animated. I would say is green screen, because it looks quite realistic, and at the same time, I will investigate, and at the same time, they added VFX already, obviously, to make them appear, and to maybe blend with the character that they are coming from, and for the flowers, for the Sakura flowers, that when she uses the power, Nico Robin uses the powers all over the place. Nico Robin is a character that I like very much in the terms of the type of power that he has, the Hana fruit. This is the flower fruit. She can make any part of her body bloom in a range, okay? So she has a range like Buggy. Buggy has a range as well. I think 200 meters is for Buggy. I don't know for Nico Robin. I don't think it's been ever confirmed, but as well, something like that, okay? Like there's a limit that she can actually create these arms, okay? In theory, are her own arms. She's extending her own arms. The arms as well can come one after another to create like an extension, and I can't wait to see her more. Her power is very broken. That means that she could kill anyone at any time, and I want to see how they are gonna nerf her. When you nerf a power, is that you are putting it a little bit contained, you are giving a containment, and because obviously, again, spoilers ahead, this happens in the manga. In the manga, she's being more tranquil, more relaxed. Even if she's stressed or fighting, she's not using specifically this type of attacks, and she could kill anyone at any time, basically, because she is very sneaky, very assassin type of character. I love it how the actress as well is doing the role at the beginning, because I saw first the actress talking in an interview about One Piece. Oh yes, blah, blah. I didn't feel it. She wasn't in costume, he wasn't in a scenario, and I was like, I am not convinced. But now, seeing her in action, moving, using the power, talking and everything, interacting with the other guys, I like it. Nico Robin is introvert. Introvert means that, she keeps to herself, is not extrovert, like she's like hee ha with everyone. And for me, it's a little bit weird to see her having to go around with Miss Valentine and Mr. Five. She is a lonely character, so maybe that point I didn't like it much. I would have preferred not to see Miss Valentine and Mr. Five so early and see them later with the Giants story than now, in my opinion, because this is an emphasis in the story that Oda makes a lot. So there must be a reason why she is now working in a team more than she should be, okay? I just want to kind of point this out. And if you are watching the manga now because you happen to watch season 1, you decided to start the manga, to start the anime and everything, that's very nice, and you will be learning a lot of things, and you will see what I'm talking about regarding Nico Robin. Let's do just a couple of lines here to make him just a tiny bit older here, but I think I like how this is looking. So probably because we are taking our time and explaining everything nicely, probably I'm gonna just focus in doing one character that is gonna be a smoker. Let's erase here a little bit some of the details. I don't want to erase much because in the rest of the guys I left this kind of roughness of the pencil underneath, but at least for me to be able to see where are we drawing. So we're gonna do the mouth here. He's happy here because he's gonna be hunting Luffy around. The smoke of the cigars is coming. Very nice, very nice. So we've been talking about how nice the episode 1 it is, how many things we have seen. We have seen Buggy coming back, Alvida coming back, we have seen how they chase Luffy. Luffy is very excited in Lockdown because it's the place where they executed Gold Roger, so he wants to go and see the platform. He ends up encountering Buggy and Alvida. He's captured by them because they use Kairoseki, and they are gonna kill him. They put him, Buggy takes him up to the platform, and he's basically no one is gonna save you. All your guys are down there fighting Alvida and my guys. They are not gonna be in time, and I'm just gonna cut your head and I'm gonna execute you here. So very nicely done by the actor, by Iñaki there. But he's smiling, he's happy, but he's with cryy eyes. He's happy that he pursuing his dream. He dies, okay, without giving up. And when Buggy raises the cutlass, the sword, to cut his neck, and then he is basically hit by a ginormous, electricity, thunder, and the platform collapses, explodes, Luffy's thrown in the distance as well. This happens as well in the story, and Bartolomeo sees this. They integrated this part where Bartolomeo is like, oh my god, what happened just here? You are the chosen one. Buggy is defeated in this aspect here. We see as well that when Luffy later, because the Smoker situation, the Smoker fight happens after this, then Smoker is gonna fight Luffy, stop Luffy, and when I like how he is restraining him as well, like in the manga, very nice. And then there is this mysterious character that shows up that has a green hoodie. This is Dragon. Dragon is the leader of the revolutionaries. Dragon has like a small speech there about just let the guy live. Very nice. There are a lot of things I want to say about Dragon, but I don't need to talk about it now, but very nice. Speculation of Dragon has been always, because at this point in the manga, we don't know yet. Speculation has been if he has a wind fruit, if he has a weather fruit. It has been very, very clear that there is like a thunder, like a electricity kind of thunder hitting Buggy, electrical power there. Nami feels during the whole episode the change in temperature. A storm is coming. He may be a storm as well, like a massive storm. He may be a dragon himself as well, like he's generating storms like, Japanese dragons. And then when he saves Luffy, basically there is a blast of wind, going through a Smoker, throwing him away, like he's taking him away with his fruit. So it has to be. So this is one of those things that I said to you, that it is not confirmed because it's live action, but it is kind of confirming in some sense. We have the smoke flying away with the wind, very strong, like a blast of power there. We have as well the electricity, so it may be more weather related in general, more like a dragon related in general, but I can't wait to know that. This is one of those things that we do not know yet in the story, in the manga, and we are 1,100 and almost 50 chapters in. So, tighten your belts, because this is gonna be a nice adventure. I love it. I absolutely love it. Live action guys, Netflix guys, you are doing this very, very, very excellent. I like it. Good job. Dragon has a mark on the face. A lot of speculation through all these 30 years of One Piece now of it is gonna be a tattoo, it is gonna be a scar. What is gonna be? It's gonna be like someone kick him on the face and it is the bottom of the face like a mark. It looks for me like it's a tattoo. It looks for me like it's a tattoo. We know some things about him later, that symbol is in other places as well, so it may be a tattoo, not a scar. I like it as well, not a burn, okay? I like it. I want to learn more things. Dragon is a very important character. He's a very posing character. He will come up every now and then, do a pose, do something, say something nice, but acting, we don't see him much. So we need to be patient in that aspect. I'm curious to see more and learn more about him. There is, I'll say it at the beginning, full of spoilers here, okay? There is a guy, when Dragon is shown, there is a guy behind Dragon with a top hat. I got very excited about this because, oh wow, that is Sabo. I'm not gonna explain. I'm not gonna talk about Sabo, but that is Sabo. So that's gonna be very nice, very good. There are a lot of small details here and there about the elephant tuna that I said. The goggles from Usopp. Usopp gets the goggles in this episode randomly. A mistake. I think a mistake. I needed to see the filler of Daddy Masterson's, like a small duel or something where Usopp is gonna have the reward. Instead of calling Kaya, oh Kaya, blah blah blah. Yeah, well that's nice, but just do like a small, like 2 minutes moment where he has like an argument with Daddy Masterson. Go to the anime, watch that filler, and I think you will love it as I love it. So that is very nice, and that's how Usopp ends up getting the goggles and using them and everything. I wanted to leave this a little bit more for the end. I enjoyed the most, together with the Smoker Power, that's why I wanted to draw a Smoker today, the Ippon Matsu shop, where the swords are, where Zorro arrives there, he meets with Kuina outside, he meets with Ippon Matsu, that is the owner of the shop, and there is plenty of swords, plenty of katanas there and everything. As soon as Zorro walks in the shop, I was watching it and I said, ooh, Sandai Kitetsu is there in that barrel. So straight away, in the first image, I could spot it, especially because it's like a red sword, okay? So we have this interaction where Zorro wants to buy the swords, 2 swords, because he uses Santo Ryu, 3 swords style, and we have Ippon Matsu saying, you don't have enough money, I'm gonna give you whatever you find in the barrel that is cheap, it's just rubbish. Then he realizes that Zorro has Wado Ichimonji. Wado Ichimonji is the sword of promise, the sword that Kuina had before, and the father gave it to Zorro and said, yeah, you can take it and just keep fulfilling your promise, etc, etc. And what happens here, that sword is, and we know this, one of the 21 legendary swords, so it has a rank, it has a name, and it has a price, a very expensive price. In the world of One Piece, you have different categories. There is the top category, there are 12 swords, and we know some of them already in the manga. The second category is the 21 swords, that Wado Ichimonji belongs into this category. And then we have the 50 swords, okay? And now, because Ippon Matsu, it's flabbergasted, it's kind of in shock for what Zorro does here. He's gonna give him Yubashiri, and Yubashiri is a family heirloom that he had, passed down through generations, and is one of the 50 swords, okay? It's one of these legendaries, 50 swords, very strong in name, very strong in money, in value and everything as well. And all of this is because when in the barrel, Zorro senses one of the swords, grabs one of the swords, the red one, and then you have the library with legs and with glasses called Tashigi, and she's like a walking library saying like, ooh, that, by the way, don't take that one, because that one is a cursed sword of 3rd generation Sandai Kitetsu, and Sandai Kitetsu, obviously, if you yield it, if you have it with you, you're gonna end up having like a tragic death. This is the curse of that sword. And Zorro, because he's badass, he's cool, he says, you know, we're just gonna put that to a test. It is my, you know, my journey is gonna end up here or no. Let's see who is strong. What wheel is strong here? He throws Sanda Kitetsu onto the air. He extends the arm, and the arm, oh my god, the sword dances around his arm and gets, you know, stabbed on the floor. Impressive. So all of them are petrified looking at this. Zorro takes the sword. Yeah, I'm gonna take it. Ipponmatsu says, you are incredible. I give you my sword for free. Don't have to pay anything. So Zorro ends up here having a very good deal. And it is amazing. Excellent. I didn't want to talk about it at the beginning because I think it's one of my favorite moments, if not my favorite moment. I said together with the smoker intervention and the VFX done for the smoker power, I absolutely loved it. I absolutely loved it. Kuina is a character that for Zorro was like a sister, was the rival, was the one to defeat. Okay, Zorro never defeated Kuina, and she died being a kid. Then Zorro started his journey with the Waluigi Monji and everything, and then he meets here in Lockdown with this girl Tashigi, and Tashigi looks exactly like Kuina. So Zorro is having this kind of you know, flashbacks, and she's kind of, oh, actually Kuina, and he's like, oh no, sorry, and he's being very clumsy around her and everything, because emotionally this is a shock for him. It is done so nice, Makenyu, so nice, and Tashigi, so nicely done, that meetup. I love it. Good, very good job. As I said, I cannot wait to see more about the live action. And as I said at the beginning, maybe depending on the time, depending on many things, many factors, maybe I do one video per chapter and I am uploading it slowly. Maybe I do, I don't know, one and I talk about all of them. I don't know. I want to draw Nico Robin. I want to draw Buggy. I want to draw other characters that are going to be coming later in the story as well. Very important characters. Initially, I wanted to do Straw Hats plus some of the key characters. So probably Buggy needs to end up here as well. Chopper I done the other day already. Chopper, we haven't talked about it yet. We don't know anything about him yet and everything, but that is very interesting. Something, for example, just to say something that I didn't enjoy that much is when we are gonna go up to the red line and everything. That's, you know, end of the episode 1, beginning of the episode 2. We have the, you know, the journey up the mountain and everything. That one there, the actors made it very nice, but for example, when they are gonna fall, I would have done them still worried, falling, scared and everything, because they are very happy and you don't see how the hair is moving and things like this. They made it, you know, cartoony, and that's good, but I would have liked more that effect to be a little bit more emotional. When we are on top of the red line as well, when we are in you know, on top of the crossing of all the seas, because from each one of the seas, this mountain is collecting all these ramps of water, and then it will fall like a cascade into the Grand Line, okay? So there, we don't get to see either much in the manga or in the anime the top, and I like it how it's done. I liked the fluid, the water, how it's done in the VFX and everything, and it fits very beautifully. But the moment of going down, it's maybe a little bit, I wanted maybe more excitement there, you know. I wanted to be more excited in terms of, oh, they may clash, they may do this, and there are a couple of moments like this as well in the manga, but I understand that, you know, there is a budget as well, there is money involved with this, and the guys may have said, okay, do we want to do more impressive Smoker, or we want to do more impressive the going down the waterfall? So I guess they had to do, you know, some choices there. That I respect it, and it is very interesting. So this is like some kind of aquamarine color, a little bit of greenish with blue, and I think I like it like this. I need probably, let me check my pencils, I need a little bit of yellow to do the sticker here probably. I can do it so there's a little bit of difference here. And then I want to add, with black, I have here still, I think this is the Faber-Castell that is almost dead. And the Faber-Castell is gonna go and do some details here to create the whiteness of the head. Okay, all the hair here like this, like a smoke. Very nice here, like a smoke. We are gonna make some shadows here and there as well to make this effect, and here under the neck as well. I want to know your opinion about the episode. Specifically one, I want to see the comments in the comment section, how you are discussing or mentioning your favorite point of the episode, and don't put the spoilers there, because maybe someone is gonna just watch the episode and watch this and they haven't watched episode 2 yet, but yeah, you know, just opening conversation and everything. And if you're gonna put a spoiler, just put there before spoiler and then write whatever you wanna write, okay, so we can discuss it here as well. But this is looking very nice. All of this is very good as well. Okay, I think we're almost finished with the character. I think we talk about a bunch of things. We can always talk about more things so as we go, or maybe I can do a conclusion as well and talk a little bit more about details in general for the whole story. There are some posters around, interesting posters, like we see a poster of Pedro while Zorro is fighting Tashigi for the first time, and she is defeated, obviously. There is this poster on the wall of Pedro. Pedro is a character that we are gonna meet much later. He's a mink, so he's a humanized animal, basically, a tiger. You know, they speak and everything. And Pedro is at that point captain of the Nox pirates, and he's gonna end up in a very bad situation. And yeah, but you know, I invite you to read the manga and watch the anime and then come back here or text me and we can talk about Pedro if you want to talk about Pedro. Like in the previous season, we saw as well Arlong poster, Don Grieg poster around, all of these. Very nice. Here we see a lot of Luffy posters as well. That's very nice. And I like the feeling. I like the feeling. They made since day one the sets and everything looking like when you go to an amusement park, when you go to a theme park, and that looks fake, but it is believable, and I absolutely love it. There are some storylines that we're gonna carry on, as I said, like we are taking Kobe and Helmeppo with Garp going on. I like it. I like the reveal of Garp earlier in the story than it should have been is interesting. I want to see why and how, because so far no much importance for him in episode 1, just apart from the Gold Roger flashback and everything, and the conversation with Smoker. But Smoker knows that Luffy is his grandson, so I don't know if he knew this in the manga. I would say he didn't. He just wanted to capture Luffy because it reminded him to Gold Roger and laughing like Gold Roger. So now Smoker is obsessed. Smoker is a character that I really like in the manga. I think we need more of a Smoker. If I have some tags, I'm gonna put one tag more here so you can watch my video about Smoker. I think Smoker is one of those characters that we need more. Okay, we need to see more of his power, more of his story development, more of his goodness. We have seen how Morgan, the guy with the axe on the hand in the previous season, he was horrible. He was a very bad guy. But Smoker, being at the same rank, at captain rank, boss of a base, he is good. He's capturing the pirates because the pirates are bad. Okay, not because he wants to catch all the pirates. Like if there are good pirates that he doesn't know, that's another topic, okay? But the thing is, Look at the introduction of Smoker as well with the ice cream. When this little girl, here as well they do that, because you need to know, okay? You need to know that the little girl is gonna, drop all the ice cream on him, and instead of getting upset or anything, he's gonna say, I'm very sorry about it, that my trousers ate your ice cream. There is some coin, go and buy some extra scoops of ice cream, okay? And the girl is like, hee hee hoo hoo, thank you very much, and the girl leaves. This is something defining a character. This is telling you this guy is good, okay? He may be capturing Luffy, but he is good, okay? So that is very interesting for me. We are not seeing another Morgan here. They are not trying to make him look even worse than he is, okay? When anything, he's making him like a cocky, guy that, I'm so strong, no one can escape from me, and what is actually going on here with this guy Luffy? I'm actually gonna chase you, and I wanna see where are we going with this. If we are gonna be dragging him in the story, later we should be going to Arabasta, we should be going to Baroque Works Saga, and maybe he's gonna have more role than he has in the manga. In the manga I like him, how he has this kind of development, but I think maybe in the live action we're going to see more things regarding Smoker. I don't think they're going to show him only in the episode 1. I don't think they're going to show him only interacting with Luffy once. So they're going to drag him like Garp. And that is interesting. That is very, very interesting. Let's do all of these. Probably I have more thoughts, more comments that I will be putting in the chat as well, in the comment section myself, to maybe mark some of the key points that I liked. And we're gonna see some BFX that are gonna be nicer, like the smoke. Some BFX are gonna be not that nice, more fake, like I suspect Laboon as well, because he's a very massive character. We have seen in the previous season Arlong, that is done with makeup. That character was done with makeup, no BFX there. So this is a guy with a suit and with a lot of makeup. That's something that makes you feel that their character is real. And there are going to be more bizarre characters coming forward soon. Some of them probably are fully CGI, computer generated, imaginary, but and using VFX obviously, yeah, but I'm curious to see the choices. How are they going to do that? For now, I like it. It surprised me, the choice of Nico Robin in the pub as well, at the half of the episode more or less, talking with Tashigi, and giving Tashigi the card for Baroque Works, like inviting her to join. Tashigi is good. Tashigi is a good character, a good person. Is she gonna have to do something for Nico Robin? Or maybe is Nico Robin gonna put her in a situation there is interaction with these two girls in the story? And Tashigi could have died multiple times because Nico Robin, and etc, etc. So I don't think they are gonna hire just an actor to show Tashigi and give her a lot of importance in today's episode and not give her importance in tomorrow's episode, you know. So Smoker and Tashigi are a pack, and they're going together everywhere. So whatever Luffy is gonna do with Smoker, Zoro has to deal with Tashigi, that is gonna be getting stronger as well, and I like it. I like it. I don't know how many times I said interesting, I like it, excellent, it's good, but probably a lot. Very surprised for good, to be honest. Very surprised for good. So I think we kind of finish here. We have done this caricature of a Smoker actor. I'm gonna add a little bit of brown here to feel the head horns of the Merry that I done like this mistake, instead of doing like a circle. Now it's good like this. We talked a little bit about the full episode, we talked about the BFX, we talked about some of the bad guys, what are we dragging, some of the differences with the story, some of the things that come as well from a filler or from a mini story as well. what I'm expecting with the episode 2 and going forward is gonna be focus in Laboon, Crocus, a little bit of a story with Laboon. We should have BB and Mr. 9, that they are as well paired for Baroque Works there, fighting the guys. And the interaction with Crocus can be very interesting. We need to go our way out of the Laboon kind of mini saga as well, going ahead in episode 2 most probably. There are only 8 episodes, so we are very limited. I liked and enjoyed as well seeing Gold Roger again. As I said, the characters, the actors are not just showing up once, so they are giving them more story from the future things that you are going to be learning if you read the manga. You know, this kind of cell conversation with Garp and Gold Roger that happens later. We've seen actors mentioned to play characters in the story, so I suspect the Rumbar Pirates, the episode 2 headline with the title, it's with the Rumbar Pirates. So we may have another flashback here where we see Brooke as well. Let's do just quick second line. So I think it's gonna be focused in a little bit of flashback for Laboon, so we understand Laboon. We try to get out of Laboon. Laboon helps us to go out of that situation as well. And I don't think they're gonna fit much more things there. Something as well that I was worried, like a Smoker, like the VFX for a Smoker and for Nico Robin's Hana Hana Fruit, is Karu. I would love to see Karu. I haven't seen Karu in any of the promos. Maybe he's gonna be around, maybe not. I would love to see Karu. I think he's quite important for the BB story, for the Arabasta story, and for the Usopp development as well in Arabasta. And the connection, Usopp makes very nice connection with Karu. Maybe this is replaced and someone else is gonna make good connection with him and another type of fight is gonna happen as well there. I don't know, but it will be a little bit weird to not see him. It will be a little bit weird to not see him. I know he's difficult because Karu is a giant duck and Vivi rides the dog like a horse around, and it would have been very expensive to do, much more expensive than the Smoke. And it's not like Chopper. Chopper is an individual character that it will have to interact with human actor, like with an actor. You know, the 3D will interact with the human in this live action project with fights and things like this, in a way that Chopper can punch someone, bite, kick someone, but Karu is like a horse basically. So if he needs to be with BB and BB is riding him or Usopp is riding him, that would be a lot of money involved in creating this aspect of the show. It's been almost 3 years since the release of season 1, 2 years and a half. They could have had time to do it, yes, but probably I think this is not gonna be something that we will see in the season. I think they are gonna focus in the human part, or in small characters that I've seen as well already, like the Unlockies from the Baroque Works, that they are gonna be coming up. Just maybe one moment for one fight. That can be the thing, probably, in my opinion. I think we finished for today. I talked a lot about many things. In a nutshell, great job, excellent job. I enjoyed episode 1. Let's watch episode 2 and see what happens there, okay? So I'm gonna sign for today. This is DavidViadel23, DavidViadel23, you can say it as you want, and this is the Mandrago's Cave. I hope you enjoyed the chat, I hope you enjoyed the drawing of a Smoker and the explanation of some of the insights from industry and how some of these things are made. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye.